Hello, and today you find me on the southeast portion of the Chatham Main Line, visiting a station which is quite near to the Kent hop fields. Today, I'm at Selling. And you can find the station between Faversham and Canterbury East. Selling opened in 1860, forming part of the Faversham to Canterbury extension, and is the first station beyond Faversham on this section. A two-platform affair from the outset, it boasted a lovely single-storey tongue-and-groove station building with a brick toilet block on the London-bound side, with a fairly substantial waiting shelter on the coast-bound platform. A station master's house was situated adjacent to the main station building. Goods were catered for with sidings on the Canterbury side, with a goods shed situated by the London-bound line. A fairly substantial refuge siding was placed adjacent to the Canterbury running line, and unusually all lines were traversed by a public footpath. Around 1880 a signal box was erected at the south end of the London-bound platform. The refuge siding was extended behind the Canterbury-bound platform and a crossover placed between the running lines to help with goods workings. The footpaths were rerouted away from the tracks in 1908 when the currently standing lattice footbridge was erected. By the end of the 1950s, both platforms had been lengthened, as many had been along this route, to accommodate the electrification scheme. However, this section of the Chatham Main Line would retain its semaphore signals and goods yard for a few more years. However, the London-bound sidings would be lifted in late 1962, but it did still retain its crossovers and refuge siding. The next major events were the fires in the mid-1990s. The timber part of the main building went up in flames in 1994, leaving only the brick-built toilet block still standing. Sadly, it was never rebuilt. The signal box was next, set alight by arsonists in 1995. However, this wasn't as badly damaged and in fact now resides at the East Kent Railway at Ithorn. Eventually, the Canterbury side waiting shelter was demolished in 2009, removing one of the last buildings at the station. This leaves only the former derelict toilet block, railings, footbridge and station master's house as the sole survivors at this location, albeit the house is now privately owned. Before you enter the station, there are a couple of these. Don't really show up well because I've got a very sunny day, which I shouldn't be moaning about. But there are two things here you can read. One is all about the Blean area and the hop picking, which used to happen in this area, and still does happen in this area. But it was something that used to be done. People used to come down and do it from London, used to supplement their incomes. And that used to be a very big thing in the day. And then there's a massive project information board here for Network Rail, which tells you all about what's happening around the area. So that's new earthworks, new bits and pieces that's going to be happening around the area. I don't think I've ever seen a project information board before. I mean, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's pretty nice, that, to see one of those. Perhaps they should have these around a lot more often on the network, because it gives you an idea of what's going on, when it's supposed to be completed, when it's starting, and some pictures they've obviously put up which show you progress on such subjects. They're a bit faded in this light, and of course the sun isn't helping me today with that, but well, I like this idea. Well done, Network Rail. Let's see some more of these around the network so people can get informed about why their train is delayed for a certain reason, or why it's closed one weekend, because I'm sure people will then understand exactly how much work goes into the railway and find out exactly why their railway shut at the weekend. Oh, well done, Network Rail. I like that. And one of the first things you're greeted to as you get here at Selling is this old building, which is a bit derelict. It won't come up too well on the camera. Oh, yes, it does now. I've used it to stick the older posters on, but it obviously was an old station building of some description. I'd imagine it might have been either a toilet block or something. Could even have been the main station building. Obviously, may have found out more when I did the station history. As I said, this is one of those ad hoc days. I think I just came out and said, right, I'm going to do some stations, and didn't even do some research, which sometimes can be a good thing because you come out and you're quite surprised at what you find. Anyway, coming through the doors, you'll see a defibrillator. or through the entrance I should say, you see a defibrillator, an assistance point, and yet another curious little doorway that would have been there. It's an interesting building, and hopefully I've found out what it is on the history notes. So what I'm saying now won't make any sense to you because you've all this in the history. But if I haven't managed to find out, if anybody does know what this is, can you please leave in the comments? My theory is it might have been a toilet block, but it may have been the ticket office. Anyway, carrying along here, talking about ticket offices, because there isn't one here anymore. So you're going to have to rely on this, which is your electronic ticketing machine. Shimmering in the sunshine there. Currently I'm on platform 1, which will head towards London. What I would say is there's a new little housing estate there. What a fabulous place to have a house. But new housing estate there, and these are views down towards Canterbury. Quite nice, especially with that tree line there today. I mean, the camera's not doing it justice. The colours here, because it's autumn, are absolutely fantastic. But that is a good view down there, so that's like most of these ones along this line I've seen today, down this southeast section of the Chatham Main Line. They've all had very good views, and it's a shame that they don't get a lot of traffic, but obviously when there's a special train come down, or freight or anything, it would lend itself very well to some photography. Anyway, I'm waffling on a little bit, so let's carry on. Dot matrix displays, by the look of it, on both platforms. Yeah, I can see another one. And a brand new waiting shelter. Now, what I can see here is this building. Now, obviously, as I say, I'm doing this all ad hoc, and when I get home I would have done the history, so you may already know that this might be the station building, but it doesn't half look like the station building. Right on the actual thing, it looks like it's in private hands now, so I won't film too much. But that does look like a station building. I mean, it's right on the platform. If it's not a station, old building, ticket office, etc., it's got to be the old station master's house, surely. Very nice to see that in private hands, because it is being looked after. Let's carry on down. I think one of the good things, and I'll probably see them better over there, are these original Southern Region railings. They seem to be everywhere down here, which is nice that they haven't been removed. Let's carry on down and see what we can see. Not much else really to see down this end. I mean, you can get a closer look at these Southern Region railings, which are in pretty good condition actually, to be fair. Quite well painted up, not too much rust. And of course you've got these 1960s, early 70s style, prefabricated concrete style bits of plank, for want of a better word. They never look very good, do they? I mean, they're okay at somewhere like Swale, which I have been to now. They've painted up the little squares in between. And I mean, that's something they could look at in the future here if they get the community behind them, which would tidy them up a little bit. But otherwise, they do look a bit drab. But overall, it is a nice setting for a station. I mean, that is quite stunning with the autumn colours. It is a typical Kent station, that. Very nice indeed. And I would just say, for a special train coming through, would be excellent for photography and videography. Let's have a good look at what Platform 2 has to offer. And it's been a bit of a running theme today on these videos I've been videoing, but I do like coming up on these railway bridges, footbridges, because you do get some fabulous views, especially at this time of year, up and down the line. I'm looking towards the line towards Canterbury. This is looking towards the line towards London, and that is just an amazing view. Look at that. An extra thing to say about these footbridges: if you turn to your left here, you're going to get down to platform 2, but there's also another exit here which will take you down onto a general footpath and into the countryside down there. So there is access from a normal footpath. That's quite an extensive little bridge they've built here actually. I don't know how old it is, I will find out. Obviously I might have done that already. If I hadn't put it in the history, I will certainly put it up on the screen now how old this bridge is, because it doesn't look that old, to be fair. It looks like a fairly new construction. There are some engineering pieces over there. Always these little things I like to find. Let's go down onto platform 2. Down here, some of that fencing, which has been very well looked after, I've got to say. And then you've got a waiting shelter just there, with the dot matrix display. Again, as you can see, some more of these fabulous Southern Region Rail railings here, and these are probably some of the best kept ones I've seen on the Kent network, so well worth coming down and having a look. At time of filming, passenger services are provided by Class 375 electric multiple units. The statistics for Selling are that it opened in 1860. It currently at time of filming has one train an hour in each direction, with additional services during the peak times. And the entry and exit figures for 2022-2023 were 77,140. A very small rural station is how you could describe Selling. It still has a little bit of charm with it. Views up and down the line are fantastic, and especially at this time of year, aided by the autumn leaves. There is Faversham nearby, although I would suggest you would take a train to Faversham. It's a bit long to walk, but there are lots and lots of nice walks around here, especially into the hops area, which is what this area is mainly known for. If you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and subscribe, and if you can, get out there, get on the railway and see where it takes you. Thanks very much for watching.